Good morning, guys. Freak, it feels early today. Feels early every day, but it also feels late because that's our life right now. So we're going to get going. We're going to get started right away. If you guys were on my power hour last week, you know I work fast and furious, and we just get stuff done. So today goes a little bit slower than last week. The networking power hour is really to teach you guys how to work really quickly and really effectively. This power hour is kind of the same, but I give you more time per activity. And last week, some people didn't have the tracker, so I had to pull it up and screenshot it, and then I couldn't see the chat. So I was like, yes, the documents I uploaded in the chat, they're at the very top. So the tracker's at the top. There's a JPEG of it at the top too, so you can just pull it up so you don't have to print it. So if you have that in front of you, that's the best option. If you don't, then they're at the top, which I learned that you could do. Last week I didn't know that. So there you go. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. This is kind of our team's daily power hour. This is when I have a lot of coaches who are nurses, and so right now their lives are crazy. But this is a really good power hour for time crunches. It's a really good power hour for mindset. I think a lot of the stuff that holds us back is our mindset 99% of the time. So if you can get yourself in the right mindset and then work, it's a lot easier. So I do a little focus exercise, which I'm going to give you guys the next 4 minutes to do, which is just the very top section. And I just want you to kind of connect with your journey and where you're at, what you're doing, because I think that's really important. So take a minute and just fill out the first section, and then the very first goal or the very first assignment in your daily to-dos is to set a goal. So I am going to share my screen just for those of you guys that don't have this, and you can fill out this little section on a piece of paper, and then I'm going to try and answer questions in the chat as you guys are working. So we'll see how that works, because last week the chat got hidden, and when it's out of sight, it's out of mind for me. But let me share my screen so you guys can see. We're going to work this top half of this really quick. And un momento. So go ahead and you guys can start filling that out. So this first section, hang on, is pretty self-explanatory. But again, it's important because I like that you can kind of assign in your mind how much time you have. Everybody has some time right now, so I want you to just check that because we have a full hour. How are you wanting to contribute today? I think that's really important to understand where you're at and where your mental capacity is, what program you're doing, your nutrition and supplements. And then the very first one is set a small goal for today that you can accomplish. Okay, so I'll give you a couple minutes to get that part done. Okay, so really quick, for those of you that can't see it, I'm just going to tell you what that is. So again, I just want you to write down what your current personal development is that you're doing. Your power word, that is something that my team does when we start our power hours. It's just a word that kind of creates confidence within what you're doing. It's something that empowers you when you look at it, or refocuses you if you get overwhelmed during the exercise. It's just something that kind of comes to your mind right away when you think about a word that sort of resets you. Um, Today's time frame, you either have no time, some time, or a lot of time. Today everybody has some time. And then how you want to contribute today, which kind of gives you a mindset sort of focus. So do you want to share exercise tips and information today? Do you want to talk about nutrition? Do you want to focus on mindset and positivity or lifestyle? And then write your current program down, your current nutrition plan, and a small goal for today. Okay, so that should all be done, hopefully. That part's pretty quick. So this power hour, since it's a daily power hour, kind of goes over everything. It goes over all of your bases. So you're kind of touching a little bit of everything: check-ins, follow-up, networking, connecting, inviting, all of it. So the very first section is all about taking action. So for the next 4 steps, we're going to take 5 minutes each step. The first one is to go live on your Instagram. You can do this a couple different ways. You can do it with your face, which is preferable because that's what going live is, or creating an Instagram live story. And I want you to organize your day and organize a little to-do list, 2 or 3 items that you need to get done or want to get done today. And I want you to share that. So for example, today I'm going to do my power hour with the network. I'm going to do my workout. I'm going to do X, Y, or Z with my family, right? Really simple, but the point is to go on there, share what you're doing, and then show your work throughout the day. So as you check off those items today, you can go back to your Instagram stories and have content. This is really great for the weekends, and you can show people that you're getting stuff done and check things off. It's just a really great way to show people what you're going for, that you have goals, and then that you're actually accomplishing the tasks that you're doing or not, right? It's good to show them either side of it. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to go on and do that. Okay, so as you guys are wrapping that up, I'm going to go to the next step, and that is a 5-minute personal development and mindset work. And I don't know if you guys have ever done this as a group, but I love doing this in this power hour, especially together, because then I know my coaches are getting personal development. Um, so my only request for today is that it be geared around mindset. So there's this really awesome Instagram account that's called Mindset Therapy that you guys can go to. You can go to one of your mentors, Rachel Hollis, Gary Vee. I really love a guy named Jay Shetty. He is incredible. He's doing a free meditation every morning at 10:30 live. If you guys like meditation, but I follow his account. So what I want you to do is to create a little 5-minute space, and we're kind of skipping one ahead. We're going to do the next one next, but I want you to do a 5-minute meditation, personal development. But what I want you to do is during that time, I want you to take note of what is holding value for you. And that's something that I want you to, if it does, I want you to bookmark it. I want you to screenshot it. I want you to keep it, and really getting in the practice of identifying those things that really are valuable to you will start to help you understand how to share value for free. So a lot of the times your coaches will say, hey, share value. And you're like, I don't know what that means, or I don't know what that is for other people. If it's valuable to you, then it's worth sharing. So this exercise is geared around that. So what I want you to do is find 5 minutes and do a mindset therapy, personal development sort of exercise, and then note anything of value that comes up for you. And we'll do that for 5 minutes. Okay, so while you're wrapping that up, I'm just going to share one of my favorite quotes with you, which is discipline is the greatest form of self love. And I love that quote. So if you didn't get anything out of that, there you go. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, if you haven't done your workout yet, then you can talk about what you are gonna do today and when you're gonna do it. But I want you guys to share a move or a tip from your workout on your Instagram stories or on your Facebook profile publicly. So you can take a picture from yesterday, even you can be like, yesterday's workout was this. But I want you to share something for free. And while you're kind of going through that, I was just going to kind of explain the way that I do this. So, a lot of the times I'll share a tip or I'll share a post about my exercise, and then I will say which program it came from and which workout and which day it was. And I'll say, if you want more information about this program or this workout, or if you want to get my workout, then click the link in my bio or message me. It's always just the link in your bio on your Instagram page is something that can change all the time. Like, I know some people use it just for a very strict set of, here's my link tree, here's everything, which you can add this to, but I change my URL up a lot depending on whatever I'm talking about that day. So if I am trying to get more bod memberships, if I'm talking about a challenge pack or a specific program, I'll take my direct link, I'll make it a tiny URL, and then I'll refer to that all day long as I'm talking about it. So it's always just readily available and it's always just right there. So if you can do that and refer back to your workout and say, all of my workouts are available on Beachbody On Demand. The link is in my bio, whatever you want to do, then it's just kind of a little way to call people to action, but give them the information so they can look it up. And then if they do purchase it, they get it from you. But it's a great way to kind of bring attention to Beachbody. It's really good when you don't do, like when you do a workout you've never done. I love to assign a day a week on Saturdays, usually, where I do something off my program, and I love doing that because it gives me more variety and it also gives me the ability to share something new with people. Um, so let's take a couple minutes and we'll do that little exercise and just share something from your workout. Okay, so we're gonna go on to this last little part so we can stay on time. Hopefully you guys were able to do that. Um, I really like to, I have a hard time with nutrition. That's not really my thing, meaning I'm not really a foodie. I'm the kind of person that's like, I'm gonna eat whatever I have to eat, and that's it. Like food's not super exciting to me, so it's hard for me to talk about nutrition. Um, and so for me, the way that I do that is I like to post my food mood, which is a hashtag that I use, my food mood. It's a really good way to kind of check in with your own nutrition, but also share sort of where you're at with it. So whatever it is, good, bad, ugly, um, just kind of share something today. You can share it on your feed if you want. You can, again, go back to your stories. You can share it on Facebook, or you can share it in your challenge group. But what I want you to do is just create a little post about what your current food mood is. It can be something you're craving. It can be something that you're doing really awesome at. It can be the struggle bus. Wherever you're at today, I just want you to go and find a place. Maybe you haven't posted yet, and just share your food mood. If it's easier in your Instagram stories or your feed, then do it there. But just take a minute, and you can either share a picture of you and your shake, or you can take a picture of whatever you feel is relevant and go and talk about that for a minute. You can even use that hashtag if you want, food mood. Um, I like that because it's really simple and it focuses you really quickly. Um, so go in and just post maybe something. You can even do a little video and just be like, the cravings are crazy. Or if you're drinking your Energize right now, or you've done your Shakeology, or you're gonna do your Shakeology after the call, that would be a really good thing to talk about. Um, but it's a really great way to sort of incorporate nutrition and create conversation around it. Another really good idea with your food mood is just to go on your Instagram stories or Facebook and take a poll and ask other people what their food mood is. Are you guys craving stuff like crazy? Are you eating well? Are you cooking 7 meals a day like I am right now? What are you like? Where are you at with it? It's a really great way to just kind of bring that into the conversation. And again, this whole first part of this exercise is just to get the blood pumping in your business, right? It's to be active, it's to get social on social media, it's to post, it's to create topics and engagement. So that's what we're doing right now. So I'll give you a couple more minutes to get that part done, and then we'll move on to the second half. Okay, guys, as you're finishing that part up, we're just going to kind of transition into the next section. So generally speaking, I think it's a lot easier to do almost any power hour or any activity in your business after you've worked out, after you've done your personal development, after you've had your shake for the day. Um, I think that if you start your day without the self-care and you dive right into serving other people, sometimes there's not enough in you to give as much as you need to. So your day is always going to go smoother if you guys can get that stuff done, one, two, or all three of them, before you sit down and actually pour your heart and soul into giving someone else value. So at this point, we just do a little check, and I have you guys check everything that applies. Have you worked out today yet? If not, then schedule it so you can get that mindset right. If you have you done your personal development, you guys can all check yes, because we did it together, right? um, and I love doing it in that quick sort of fashion, that 5-minute PD, because most people are like, do it for 15 minutes, do it for 20 minutes. And for me, sometimes like my attention span is 30 seconds and I'm like, there's no way I can do that. So getting in the habit of a 5-minute PD is like one of the best practices that I've gotten into when I go on social media. The first thing I look at on Instagram is mindset therapy. The first thing I go to is Jay's page, or all of these pages that really inspire me first, and then I do my work on social media. I'm telling you guys, it'll ground you and get you in the right mindset every single time. And then the very last thing is I started my day with a healthy meal. So if you haven't eaten breakfast, for me it's only 7:30 in the morning, so I haven't eaten yet. But if you've eaten your breakfast already and it was healthy, check it off, right? And then you can move on to kind of this next section. The whole last section of this tracker is filled with affirmations and positivity, because again, when you go to network, connect, and invite, sometimes your mind can kind of start to wander. You can go into the self-doubt or self-negativity, and that will really keep you focused if you read those fine prints and keep you going. So we're going to head into the networking section. This little first activity, we're only going to take about 2 minutes for. If you were on my networking power hour last week, you already know the drill. But it's the follow unfollow activity. You guys, I want you to do this a little more intentionally today. Last week, it was just sort of, here's my business card, here's me, look at me, here I am, come see my page, see what's going on. This week, I want you to search up a hashtag on Instagram or a page and pull up the followers of that page that you enjoy, and I want you to network with them. So follow 25 people that are new. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do it quick, but a little more intentional. So try and look at their profile, maybe make sure they speak the same language as you, make sure they're not selling drugs or money, and just go ahead and network with those first 25 people that you pull up on that page or hashtag. Okay, so you guys should be done with that. It really only takes like 30 seconds. If you do that 2 or 3 times a day, then it will start to help grow your following and create more exposure for you guys. Um, so I would wait a couple hours, marinate on those, then go back and unfollow all those people and follow 25 more. If you've never done one of my power hours, this may not make sense to you, but just trust me, it's not an emotional exercise. It's purely just leaving your business card on social media and networking. So the next one, we're actually going to be pretty specific. Let me just pull the tracker down for you guys. We're right here. Um, we're going to do something specific. So I want you to go into your challenge groups. This one is take a poll and gauge interest. This is a really great exercise a couple times a week just to make sure that you're staying relevant and current with your following, with your challenge group, with your coaches even. But I want you to go into Facebook if you've never done this. I want you guys to take a poll. So go into your challenge group or whatever group you're going to take a poll in. We're all going to take the same one. You hit write post. There's like 3 little dots on the side. You click it and it says take a poll. And you can write out your question and then write out the answers and hit send if you haven't done that before. So what we're going to do, since we have a new energized flavor launching next month, that I'm super here for. This is a really great time since it's not launched yet to not have that pressure of feeling salesy or any of that excuse behind you, and just go into your group and gauge the interest in it. If it's a coach group, if it's a customer group, it doesn't really matter. You can even do this on Instagram. It's really great to see who's working or who's using pre-workouts. And you can just say, hey, we have a new flavor of Energize launching next month. I'm here for it. Who uses a pre-workout? Who's using Energize right now and who isn't? Right? Just take a really quick poll and then your answers. Again, I like to be, I don't like people to give me negative responses. So I always try and spin my negative or my opposing response in a positive way. So for me, I always give a funnier option if they're going to oppose whatever I'm saying. It just helps my mindset. Again, it's all about keeping yourself in a really good space as much as possible and bringing out positivity in other people too. Okay, so for me, my question is, we have a new flavor of Energize launching next month. I'm here for it. Do you use a pre-workout? Who uses Energize right now? And then I just put the options as me, and then I put this girl, and then I put I do, and then I put of course, and then on the very bottom I wrote I don't yet. Make sense? Because that way they're like, oh, I don't yet. But then it opens the door for me to be like, why aren't you using this, right? And it allows me to have a conversation with them and share the benefits of a pre-workout, which especially right now in quarantine is real handy. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to go in and finish that. So my answers were yes, and then I do with a little emoji of the girl holding her hand. And then I wrote, of course, and just like a whole bunch of yes answers. And then at the very bottom, I put, I don't yet, for those of you that were asking that. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next one, which is to share or credit someone's valuable content in your story on your Instagram story. So this is a really great way, again, you guys, to network. We're in the networking section, and showing you're a team player by sharing other people's valuable content is an awesome practice to get into. Not only does it allow your content to maybe be reshared by that account, that you shouted out, but it also shows other people that you're doing work, that you're researching and learning from other people, that you're willing to share that value for free, right? So when we did our 5-minute personal development earlier, did you bookmark anything? Did you write anything down? If you did, you can even share the quote that I gave you earlier, which is discipline is the greatest form of self-love, right? You can share it in your Instagram stories. You can share it on your Facebook feed. What I want you to do right now is go and share someone's valuable content. So it's great to like go to the Mindset Therapy page. They had a really awesome quote yesterday that I thought was really um, relatable. And you can share it straight to your Instagram stories and make sure and tag them on it. Just make sure and tag whoever you got that content from. This is a really great time as well, you guys, to share the things that are helping you. Again, the more in tune you are with what's valuable to you, the better, because you'll start to attract people who also value the same things that you do. And that's when you are all of a sudden surrounded by people who are like-minded, and they get you and you get them, and it's great. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys work on that. I was just going to give you 2 examples really quick, and then I'll mute it for the rest of the time. But I already shared one of the things. Jace is one of the people that I follow on Instagram, and I love him. He has the most incredible story. But I really love a page called Kids Eat in Color, because my son has texture and palate issues, and he's super picky. And that is a life-changing nutrition page. It's really meant to teach parents how to get their kids to eat better and healthier, but you learn so much yourself. It's incredible. So that's one, Jay Shetty's page I really love. But just go in and either shout out somebody that you guys love to follow, how you find value in their content, tag them in it. That's the most important thing, is to really just show that you're a team player. So I'll give you a couple more minutes to do that. And my quote is, discipline is the greatest form of self-love. Tanya, I have no idea what that is. If you're clicking the little arrow, you may have to just screenshot it for now and post it that way, and then go back to that and look. Yeah, you just click the little airplane. It's like the little triangle, and it should forward it and say add to my stories, and then it should let you add to your stories. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next one. This one is add 3 to 5 people to your list. So this is something that you guys can work on throughout the day. This is something that should be a goal every single day. If you were on my last week's Power Hour, you pull up a note in your phone for every single month. It's really easy, and you just start to make a list of the people that you're talking to. I generally put their name, I put where I'm talking to them and what I'm talking to them about. It's really simple. And I do customers or challengers, and then coach prospects. And then underneath, I'll write names that come to my mind throughout the month of, oh my gosh, like this person would be awesome for this. I should reach out to them. So every single day, adding 3 to 5 people to that list is important, because it allows that pipeline to start growing and for you to be able to invite more. And as we kind of go through this connection section next, if you don't have anybody in your pipeline, you really have to start from scratch every day, which is why I try to network, connect, and invite every day. So I am starting from scratch every day, but it's intentional so that you can create a pipeline for yourself. So people you talked to last week are now having conversations with you this week. Does that make sense? Everything you guys do this month is really going to start paying off next month. That's just kind of how it works. So for this specific exercise, I want you guys to write down 3 to 5 names of people that come to mind, whether they're people you've been in contact with last month and forgot to follow up with, whether they're people who have thought about coaching but are kind of on the fence and you need to go back and revisit them. I want you to write 3 to 5 names down, and I want you to contact them today. If you don't have 3 to 5 names, then what I want you to think to yourself about as you're doing this Power Hour, as you're going through the networking, is how many conversations did I create today, right? Am I talking to someone new? These are questions we should ask every single day, right? And the last one is, am I putting myself out there? And the goal is to get a yes on each one. Even if it's just one person, your pipeline will grow. So take a minute and write down 3 to 5 names. If you have time while you're on mute, you can even reach out to some of them. One of my favorite reach outs to people who I've talked to in the past but haven't for a while is, hey, I didn't forget about you. I'm still here. Like, I'm sorry things got super busy. Tell me where we left off. What are you thinking? Where are you at? Really simple, but I love saying, hey, I didn't forget about you, because it takes all the pressure off them either ghosting me or not responding to me onto me. I take responsibility for our lack of conversation, always. That's so important, because it just really puts people at ease, and it helps them respond back to you. People start to feel guilty and then stupid and then bad if they ghost somebody, right? When they were having a bad moment, and now they might be in a good moment, but they feel dumb writing you back because they ghosted you. It's super, super important to take that responsibility off their shoulders and to almost be the kind of person that's like, I got it. I get it. It's fine. We're good. I'm still here. I didn't forget about you. Like, let's refocus and revisit and figure out where we're at, right? Super simple. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to do that one, to write those 3 to 5 names down. Okay, so we only have a couple minutes left. So we're going to go through these last two exercises, and then the follow-up is really what you guys do throughout the day as you've created sort of this engagement and hopefully new conversations. People respond to your polls. Hopefully, the whole point of these power hours and exercises is to get you guys productive and moving. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go into our challenge groups. Again, if you don't have a challenge group, your goal right now in the next 5 minutes is to start your challenge group. Get a group page set up and get it going. Like, it doesn't have, this is the thing, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just put a group together so that you have something to invite people to. The biggest mistake you can make as a new coach is to not create your group page the very first day you become a coach. Everybody's like puts it off and is like scared to do it. But if you have a challenge group, you have something to invite people to. It doesn't have to be an event or a program or anything. If you have a group page where you want to support people, invite them to that. It's super simple. Okay. So what we're going to do is go into our challenge groups, and we're going to connect with 5 of our challengers, 3 to 5, or however many you have. And I just want you to go through your feed. I want you to see if you missed anybody. I want you to think of names that are coming to mind as you're going through your challenge group. Reach out to them one-on-one, tag them in the group page. Valerie, where did you go? Where are you at? Did you get your workout done this week? Or if somebody started this week, you can be like, are you sore? How are you feeling? Like, tag them right on the feed. You don't necessarily have to like message them one-on-one. Sometimes if you want more activity in your group, the more you shout people out or tag people that way, people get used to just corresponding in your actual challenge group, and that's really helpful. So go ahead and reach out to 3 to 5 of your challengers and just check in on them. Okay, guys, for our very last exercise, we only have 3 more minutes. This is a really important thing, and I want you guys to, this activity is usually to check into your team page, like your coach team page, and just post your accountability. I think sometimes as coaches, we take for granted our own coach, and we don't talk to them or communicate with them enough. And as you guys kind of build your business and as we get going, that's one of the things that you start to realize really quickly is when people learn how to take care of themselves, they start taking care of themselves, right? So like they need you so much in the beginning, it's like your kids, and then all of a sudden you like let them fly and they become teenagers and they're like, I hate you, leave me alone. And then all of a sudden they come back when they're adults and they're like, please help me, I don't know what I'm doing, right? That's what coaching is. It's like having a toddler and then a teenager and then a grown ass adult that you're like now having to show everything you've already taught them to, but they just weren't listening before. That's how it works. Today, for this activity, I want you guys to reach out to your coach. My coach doesn't actively coach anymore. So I'm going to reach out to somebody who's been influential in my business, who's really helped me, taken me under my wing. It can be anyone. It can be your success partner, whoever has really helped you grow your business. And I just want you to reach out to them and communicate with them. Hey, this is how I'm doing. We haven't talked in a while. I just wanted to let you know where I'm at. Thank you for everything that you've done. I really appreciate you. That line of communication is so important and it means so much to your sponsor. I'm telling you guys, like this whole section is about connection, staying connected to the people who have built you, who have brought you and helped you get to where you are is number one. If we forget about them when we get to the top, who are we? Right? Like show that gratitude. The easiest way to connect with yourself, with things going around you, people around you is to really share gratitude. And I think that specific activity is overlooked way too much. We should be checking in with our personally sponsored coach once a week with our sponsor and just being like, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. Like take the initiative and just let them know you're working. One of the greatest gifts is when one of my coaches is like, I'm here, I'm on it, I'm doing it. I know I haven't reached out to you because I don't really need you for this, but I just want you to know that I'm here, that I got you. And that it means so much. So take the next 2 minutes and just do that exercise. And then the follow-up you guys can do when you hop off throughout the day. But we'll do this exercise and then wrap up. Okay, guys, it's 8 o'clock. So we're going to wrap up. Do your follow-ups today. Hopefully you got some engagement. Hopefully you feel a little more connected and like you gained a little bit of traction. If you can feel and start your day like this, you're going to feel better all day long. Now you can go through your whole Saturday, hang out with your kids, and you're like, I did it. I worked. We're good. Okay. Everyone smile. I'm going to take a picture of you. Okay, and then have a good day. And I will see you guys. My next power hour is in 2 weeks. So not next Saturday, but the next Saturday. And we're probably going to do either a connection or an invite power hour. Okay, I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Happy Saturday.